Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I hope you all are fine and doing well. As we have discussed, import and export of other countries like China, we are not sorry, China, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and also uh, India. So today we will discuss Afghanistan export and import in 2 years, 2018 and 19. Then we might discuss about China. Then we can compare what's happening, the trade balance of Afghanistan, what's happening to the economy, and what's the difference between our trade balance in other countries. So today let's discuss. As we all know, in last 20 years Afghanistan export has been increased, but still we are a dependent country. Our imports are far greater or more than our export. We import a lot of things from neighbor countries and also from other countries around the globe, and also our export is very less compared to our import, so it increases our trade balance, the balance between export and import. As we have discussed, most countries are trying to have more import than export. They want to have more export than import. They don't want to be a dependent country. There were many theories which we will discuss, that why countries are trying. Mostly they're blaming China, that China wants to reduce their number of imports. They just want to be a exporter country. They just want to export, but somehow it's not possible. Still you need something from other countries, raw material and other goods, but they are trying to reduce their imports and also increase their exports. So every country wants to have more export than import, but if not, at least balance them, like 50%. If your import is $2 billion, your export needs to be again $2 billion. If it's not, at least more than your imports. But in case of our country, we are still as we say, a dependent country. We are importing more product than exporting to other countries. We import a lot of goods from China, Pakistan, from India and other countries. So that's why it's our import range is very high. So let's discuss what the report says regarding our import and export, what's happening to the import and export. So we all know what is export. So we have discussed what is export and import, so we just go straight to the history of Afghanistan trade, export and import. As we know that we have always talked regarding the conflict in all these war issues, but still Afghanistan has had export and import in many years, from centuries. They were they were planning to they were sending products to other countries. So for many centuries it has been involved that Afghanistan products were sold in many well-known countries, USA and European countries. Everything Afghanistan were producing, they were sending. Although Afghanistan is rich in natural resources, as we all know, we are having a lot of natural resources, but unfortunately it hasn't been not utilized properly to serve the country and serve the interest of the country. So it goes through different mafia system. It goes to Paris, the especially the precious stones goes there, and they make jewelry from it, and it has been extracted in very illegal ways and not professional ways. So they destroy the mining sector as well. So very little has been done to explore them. Some of these resources are extensive deposit of natural gas, petroleum, coal, copper, barite, sulfur, etc. and however the country lacked the lack of transportation network restrict trade activities in the 1980s. Export of natural gas was at peak with 300 million in export revenues annually. However, 90% of this revenue was utilized for the payment of import debt to the Soviet Union. The Afghan economy also rode on goods smuggled into Pakistan. So we all know that some goods are smuggled to other countries. So Afghanistan trade export and import statistic. There is not enough information guaranteed statistic available about the economy of Afghanistan, but there are some estimates. Export 603 million in 2008. Imagine what is happening to the imports. 8.27 billion 2008. GDP, you can see import ratio, trade balance 51%. We are having a trade balance. So note the trade balance, the ratio is minus import. So export partner, the major export partner for Afghanistan figure 2018 is India, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Netherlands, and import Pakistan, Germany, and India. So Afghanistan trade and export commodities. The following are major commodity that form the base of Afghanistan economy. Export commodities: fruits, nuts, hand-woven carpets, cotton, precious and semi-precious gems. Imports include machinery, food, textile, petroleum product. So what does Afghanistan import? Main import are petroleum, machinery and equipments. So why now if we discuss that our import are high compared to other countries, there is one reason of developing stage as well. Because we have been out of many year conflicts, so definitely everything, the base has been destroyed, so definitely we need to make everything from the beginning. So that needs more machinery, more equipment. So that's why our import is high. We are still importing everything from other countries in order to build that machineries, equipments, technology, everything you see around yourself. We must bring it, because in order to build the country, infrastructure, transportation system, cars, whatever, roads, dams, electricity, technology, everything needs to be imported. Well, the volume of import was high because we need to build that country. So in order to build that, we need more raw material and resources. So in order to import that, so that's why the number of imports are higher than our exports. So still last 18 years we have suffered a lot, but things need to have been done in these 18 years. So unfortunately it didn't done because of, we all know, corruptions in regional powers and leaders, political leaders, in all these issues. So we all know that. So we have imported a lot of petroleum, as we all know, gas and everything, PNG and petrol and diesels, everything has been imported from other countries. Food items, still now we have some of the made product, Afghanistan made product, but still we import most of the food or other necessities from neighbor countries. So our main imports partner are Pakistan, Russia, Uzbekistan, Iran, China, Turkmenistan, all these countries. So we see that these are the top countries that our number of imports are higher from compared to other countries. So what's Afghanistan exports? So we all know we are having many vast majority of resources that needs to be exported to other countries. As we know, 2019 was a very good year for Afghanistan as far as business is concerned. because we know that Afghanistan had made many reforms in business, air corridor between China, Afghanistan, India, and Afghanistan, European countries as well. So we are having many resources which needs to be exported to other countries, from dry fruits, now vegetables, rice, and everything. Even if we invest, the government is trying to invest, but they're failed. I don't know why, but if they invest in electricity, we are having we can easily generate electricity from wind and from sun. So we can even be a biggest exporter of electricity to other countries, especially vegetables. We are having a very good vegetables which is natural, which has not any which is not which we don't use any chemical things. Fruits, we all know fresh fruits. When it's there's a vast availability of fresh fruits. Imagine you are buying 7 kg of pomegranate in, for example, 400 Afghanis, while only a single pomegranate cost 1.150 dollar, like 1.50 cent, or $2 or $1 in other country, European countries, $3, just one pomegranate, not whole 7 kg. So imagine how much we are having. We need to export grapes. There are many nuts, peanuts, and all other products which needs to be exported to other countries. Even now they are having a medical plant. There's a name of Hang or something. They're exporting it to India for medical purpose. Saffron, as we know that 2 days before, Afghanistan saffron got the first position in whole world. So imagine in case of quality. So imagine if they invest a lot in saffron business. It's a very good business. Secondly, it's not heavier, but it costs a lot. They can even be transported through air corridor, because it costs a lot. In the value is a lot, but what we call it, it's not heavier compared to other products like onions, potatoes, and these things, which is very hard to sell it. For example, if you send 10 kgs of onion, imagine if you send 10 kgs of saffron. So there's a very big, as far as their value is concerned, their value is much greater than other products. So that's why that's another very good type of business that Afghanistan need to be try to invest a lot of money on this, so they can be exported to neighbor countries. Now luckily Afghanistan pomegranate juice has been exported to Europe. You can even find it in United Kingdom, juice made of Afghanistan. Even other watermelons, they were also exported, but this year, because of 2020, because of corona pandemic, it was very difficult for Afghan businessmen, because everywhere has been locked down. So that's why most of fruits have been destroyed in Afghanistan because of shortage of access to international markets. So one thing is producing, second is finding a market, international market for the Afghanistan products. So there are many other way that the government can invest money, so they can at least have more export to nowadays you see the rail networks that has been connected between Afghanistan in India, in Iran, in Afghanistan, in Uzbekistan. In this, now they are trying to connect Afghanistan with the rail network with Pakistan, so Pakistan can easily access to the Central Asian countries like Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Russia. So they will pay the transit charges, and it can be also easier for Afghanistan businessmen to export their products to foreign countries in a cheaper price, in a less time, because trains are taking a bulk of products, a lot of product quantity to other countries. to it can be easier, and they can also reduce the prices of product that has been imported to Afghanistan. Now many products can be imported from India, from Chabahar port. Now Indians are investing on Chabahar port, so it can be easy access for Indian goods that has been imported from this country. So that's overall you can find regarding the business. There are many other products, fresh fruits. Now you see gardens around the eastern province of Afghanistan. You see vegetables, many other products. You can see dates, bananas farms, even you can find greenhouses that are producing many vegetables product to the country. So before even everything was imported. If we compare even fish were imported from other countries. Now they are all having fish farms, onions, potatoes, tomatoes. In winter the tomato would have cost 700-800 Afghanis. Now I think it costs less, but because of more investment on greenhouses in eastern provinces or around, even lemon and many other vegetable products were imported from countries around, but now it is produced and planted in greenhouses around Kabul. So that's difference. Secondly, Afghanistan natural, you can find it's is a sunny country. You can see that we are having different atmosphere or weather condition for different products. Winter in Jalalabad in eastern province you can find is always green, and they are having a very good place for land or everything for products. So that's all. You see carpets and rugs. 31% is dry fruits. Medicine plant 12%. There are many medicine plant which can be planted in Afghanistan. Like we call it one name, I don't know what we call it, but I saw in news that they call it heng, which has been planted in different northern provinces. Especially it's and you can even plant it in mountains in these places. Then they sell it to a company in India. Indians are buying these products for medical purposes, and they can put that in medicines and other. So it's another 12%. Imagine if we invest a lot of money and increase the number of medical plants, their location, so it can increase to, let's say, maybe 24%. If we are exporting medical plant, for example, worth of $1 million, next year if we export it 2 million and 3 million, it increases day by day. So that's another very good. Fresh fruits, so as we know that 12%, the only problem, as I said, there is a market, international market. That's why many fresh fruits have been destroyed in Afghanistan, because they couldn't find international market. They were selling it at a very cheaper price. Like even one watermelon were costing 2 Afghanis in Farah province. So imagine 2 Afghani, you can buy 7 kg of watermelon. So in another country you just buy 1 kg of watermelon in $1 or $1.50. So imagine if there is a transport system which they can export that fruit to Arab countries, around Middle Eastern countries, even European countries, because the watermelon in United Kingdom and other countries come from Morocco. So imagine if we send the same type of good quality watermelon to European countries and also Middle Eastern countries. And so it will increase the number of our export on dry fruits, sorry, fresh fruits. So that's another. So export and import of Afghanistan in 2018. So now let's consider the main point. As far as 2018 was concerned, Afghanistan was in 115 in terms of their GDP, in total export in 103 in total imports in 90 in term of per capita. So in 2018, Afghanistan was number 115 economy in the world in terms of GDP, current USD. The number of 141 in total exports. The number 103 in total imports. The number 190 economy in terms of GDP. Export. The top export of Afghanistan are grapes. $237 million of worth of goods have been exported. Imagine, just it's a very big amount. If we invest a lot on these sectors, on packing, on everything, on bacteria, on cleaning, on processing, if they invest a lot of money, you can see that 2-3 weeks before Gardizi have been has inauguration ceremony of biggest factory of nuts in Paktia province. I think they have investment $1.5 million on this, so the nuts can be processed in Paktia province and also stored. The businessman can they can even process and pack their nuts so they can sell it to other countries. Resins, gold, coal, tropical fruits, this much exporting mostly to Pakistan. 581 million our export was to Pakistan. In India 446 million, United Arab Emirates 120 million, China 24.4 million, in United States 22.7 million worth of dollar. Our import, we all know, sugar, flour, wheat 477 million, sugar 379 million, aircraft parts 373 million, fats and oil 358 million, importing mostly from United Arab Emirates 1.87 billion, Dubai in this country, Pakistan 1.67 billion, China 977 million, Iran 908 million, in India 782 million dollar. In 2018, Afghanistan was the world's biggest importer of peat, flax, woven fabric, carbon stones and non-petroleum gas. Location: Afghanistan borders China, Iran, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan and also by So as we see number of export, so you can see to Pakistan we are only exporting $518 million and importing $1.67 billion. So there is a very big gap between our export and imports from Pakistan. Same thing to India. Compare, see India, we see 446 million is our export, but how much is our import? $782 million. There is a almost few $100 million differences. So you see that still how much we United Arab Emirates, we see how much is our export, $120 million, but how much is our import? $1.87 billion. So it's almost a lot amount of money, over 900 million. A lot is the trade balance between United Arab Emirates and Afghanistan. Compared to Pakistan, China 24.4 million is our export and 977 million is our imports from China. So imagine how much is the difference between these two countries. The United States, again, I don't know where is that, that's not. So you see how much is the difference between product exported from these countries. It's only 2018, so you can see, imagine how much is the differences. If you see the difference, see the Pakistan and see Pakistan here. So there's a very big amount. We should have the same number of export to Pakistan. If our import from Pakistan is 1.67 billion, we need to have around over $1 billion export to them. But if not, around over 1.5 or 2 billion, but it should be at least $1 billion our export again to the same country, so we can have a trade balance between two countries, because they are importing same amount of money from us. We are dumping $1.67 billion into Pakistan economy, and we are dumping this much $1 million into Indian economy because we pay them. We should have the same amount of import and export from these countries. So if our import and export has been balanced, at least same thing, then slowly our economy will grow. Then definitely we will be a very strong country as far as economic. So you can see what's happening. Trade value: India, United Arab Emirates, grapes. This is the dry fruit export in 2018. Total export in 2018 was $1.27 billion. Destination: this country, Pakistan, is the highest place we export a lot of our product. In other countries, you can see 35, China, in other countries. As we see growth from 2018 13 to 18, 322 million. These are India, this much. So you can see the growth in percentage from 2013 till 18, 78%. India 85%. So you can see the percentage, how much. Now the origin: 2018 United Arab Emirates this much. In 2018 Afghanistan imported 10 billion, making it to number 103 trade destination in the world. During the last 5 reported years, the import of Afghanistan changed by 2.3 from 7.6 in 2013 to 10 billion in 2018 from United Arab Emirates. The most recent import of Afghanistan are led by paid this much wheat flour, this much sugar, which we have discussed, United Arab and India. Early imports. So that's a graph which you can use it. That's Kazakhstan is just a percentage. This is a just growth. We can find imports growth. So you can see this is an import of Afghanistan in 2018, and this is 18. Imagine United Arab Emirates, the percentage is 18%. Our imports are from United Arab Emirates, and 16% our import is from Pakistan, and China, then Iran, Kazakhstan, then 7.8 from India. So you can see this is the products. So flax, fabric, sugar, peat, flour, rice, in all these aircraft part. This is the percentage you can see, and this is the country: Malaysia, Turkmenistan, United States, Russia, in all these countries, Kenya as well. So Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and the biggest is United Arab Emirates in Pakistan. So the growth in 2018, imagine in 2013 to 18, this is what we have imported, and these are the countries. See the 47 million, this much in Turkmenistan. These are Malaysian in these countries. Growth rate, it has been growth minus 30. So our product has, from 2013, you see Pakistan is minus. So it means 2013 we were importing a lot of product from Pakistan. Along these years till 2018, slowly our import has reduced from Pakistan. We have moved to other we have moved to other countries: India, Kazakhstan, they increase 150%. Uzbekistan again, China 128%. United States again, our imports has been reduced. So what did Afghanistan exported in 2018? 157 million grapes, fresh or dry fruit, 107 million vegetable, 87 million coal, 85 million nuts, 67 million dates, and these things. Avocados, especially these yes, there are certain products, pineapple, that Afghanistan don't have, but how come they export? But what we call it, these are imported from Iran in other countries, then exported back to Pakistan in these countries. Or to some are exported from Pakistan, India, then exported back to Central Asian countries, Uzbekistan, Russia, and these countries. 65 million nuts, then 47 million tomatoes fresh, 26 million oilseed, 22 million carpet and other covering. So these are commodity. Regarding their range, it's not that much important, which goes through each. It takes time. We go to Afghanistan export 2018 by a country: Pakistan with a share of 42%, India with this percent, Turkey, the last one is Germany. So these are our export, what we have done in other countries. So these are, you can find partners regarding export in 2018. You can see we have exported many products to Czech Republic, Denmark, Egypt, Finland, France, Germany, Hungary. Products has been exported to these countries. What did Afghanistan imported? So we all know, we have discussed all of them in full detail on the first on previous pages. So these are commodity which is not important. So that's all Afghanistan import 2018 by a country. So this is shares of country. Iran in 2018 was the highest importer. Afghanistan has imported a lot from Iran, then China, then Pakistan. Before many years Pakistan was the first. Now Iran has taken that place. So you see, China second, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Japan, in Malaysia and Russia, then India. So you see, the first position in many years Pakistan was the first destination for Afghanistan import. Now this import has been reduced because of many problems, political problem in other problems. So Afghanistan has imported a lot of product from these countries as well. So in next class we will discuss export and import of Afghanistan in 2019, what they have done, how was their business, or how Afghanistan had made a very good business in 2019. So we will solve all these questions in 2019.